Then angle D and angle L are both 33 degrees. Then angle E is 100 degrees, and J is also 100 degrees, and F is 47 degrees, and K is 47 degrees. And when I measured these, I got them slightly different, so I'm glad that I just went with what they said. Okay, are the side lengths proportional? So let's check. Is 2.7 to 4.1 the same thing as 2 to 3? How am I going to figure this out? What do I do? Math. That's a very good answer. Okay, how am I going to do the math? What math am I going to do? 2.7 times by 3. Let's see if that 2.7 times by 3, and we get 8.1. And then 4.1 times by 2. And we go like this. And then we got 8.2. Ooh, so that's really close, right? Would you guys agree that's really close? And then let's try another one. Let's try, is 2/3 the same thing as 3.6 over 5.4? So let's see. We're going to do 3 times by 3.6. We're going to do this cross product, and I got 10.8. And then 5.4 times by 2. Oops, little extra bump thing there. And that's also 10.8. So that one is. And we would have to do the other one, so I'm going to say yes, they are. Even though, because the measurements make it so they're not exactly the same, and I don't like this question very much. Okay, what do you notice about the angles? What do you notice about these angles and those and those? Yeah, so I'm going to put we're going to have this word here, corresponding. What does corresponding mean? Similar. Yeah, the corresponding angles. So angles, notice this symbol for angles, are congruent. The corresponding angles are congruent. So that would be the corresponding angles would be D and L, E and J, and F and K. So we have really cool symbols with similar polygons. So see how there's this one arc right here, and there's one arc right here. That means that X, angle X is congruent, A and X are congruent. Then there are 2 arcs here and 2 arcs there. That means B and Y are congruent. And then 3 arcs and 3 arcs means that those are congruent. So there are these things that are the angles, and then all the sides are proportional. And I want you to put on here, I want you to put important. In fact, the book calls them key concept, but we're just going to put important there. So polygons that have the same shape are called similar polygons. And so then we have this new symbol. So we're going to write over here. We're going to put over on the side, we're going to put congruent. The symbol for congruent is the equal sign with the squiggle on top. And then similar is just the squiggle. Okay, so we're just supposed to determine if things are similar. And you can do that by determining if they're proportional. So they took these 2 sides, and I'm just going to go like this. JK, so JK goes with which one on this? NP. And let's do another side. So let's do JH. And what side does that go with? NM. We want to know, are those proportional? So I put a question mark above the equal sign. So how long is JK? 3. How long is NP?
6.
How long is JH?
7.
How long is NM? 10. And then we can test if they're proportional. What is 6 times 7?
42.
42. And what is 10 times by 3? So are they proportional? No, definitely not. They're not even close even. Bless you. So let me just tell you, on the measuring things, it's kind of hard with the measuring things because you can't measure exact. So on the beginning page, when it was like close, we kind of fudged our way through that one because we couldn't measure the exact. So sometimes that's what happens, but on most of the problems, they just label them, and they do have to be the exact thing. 30 is not even close to 42, but even if we had 41 and 42, we'd still have to say no, okay? All right. Determine whether those are similar. So we're gonna go like this. What, the 8 on this one goes with what on this picture? 12. And then the 6 in this picture goes with what from this picture? 8. So then what is 12 times 6? We're going to do the cross product. What's 12 times 6? 72. What is 8 times 8? 64. So are they proportional? So I'm going to say not, and then I'm going to use the symbol for similar because that's awesome to do. Not similar, and then BC for because, not proportional. Look, I know how to spell proportional. Big girl. Okay. So the next thing that we've learned about before, do you guys remember, nod your head up and down if you remember learning about scale factor. I see lots of nods about scale factor. So scale factor is basically what you would multiply it by. Like if I took one figure and then doubled everything, what would the scale factor be? What do you times it by? 2. Yeah, you already know this stuff. So then they've labeled everything. Just curious here, which angle goes with angle A?
W.
Which one goes with C?
Y.
Why? How can you tell?
Lines.
Like the lines, like the 3 arcs and the 3 arcs. Okay, good. So they will give us now some letter that you don't know. So you're going to use what you do know to figure it out. So what do we know? What do we know from this one? We know, like we have, see how we have the bottom ones? So this is how I would do it. I do 10 is to 15 as, and then I see that those two go together. So I'm going to say 12 is to M. You should be writing this down. And then you can do the cross product. So what is 15 times by 12? And then you do 10 times by M. So we are going to have 10 M equals, what's 15 times 12? 180. And how am I going to get M alone now? Divide by 10. So M is just equal to 18. So this is one way of doing it. That's one method, which is very similar to, if you look in your book here, that's very similar to method 2. They did 15 over 10 instead, and M over 12, but it's the same idea. The other way is right here. So they said, let's see, I can take 15 tenths and reduce it to 3 halves, and then I can do 3 halves times by 12, and I get 18. So it's all the same thing that we're doing. Either way works. So let's try this, and then we're done with the lesson. So, which one do we not? Oh, we're supposed to find 2 of these things. I didn't even see that in the last one. So, let's start with WZ. Find each missing measure. So we want to find, this is B, and then this is C. So does this M matter for us?
No.
Not right now. Okay. What sides do we know everything about? Like we know the 2 bottom ones are the same. Would you guys agree? So we would have 10 is to 15 as, and do we want to start with the WZ or do you want to start with AB? Which one? WZ. So then we said, so 10 is to 15 as, and then what side goes with WZ from the small one? 13 goes with, and I'm going to call it B because that's the problem that we're doing is B. Now what do I do? The cross product. So what letter, like number then letter, what do we have?
195.
It'd be 10B. Do you guys see that? 10B is equal to, say it again?
195.
195. And then what? That's a B and not a 6. Okay, now what?
Divided by 10.
Divide by 10.
It's 19.5.
So B is equal to 19.5, which is the same thing as WZ, right? Okay, let's find the other one. Okay, I'm going to use the 10 and 15 again because I already know those. Okay, now, so then we want the AC, which I'm going to call lowercase c because that was the problem that we were doing, is to, and now what side goes with the AB? Yeah, 24. So then we'd have 10 times by 24 is equal to 15c. What's 10 times 24?
360.
Or 240?
15 times 24.
No. 10 times 24
Oh.
is equal to 15c, and then divide by 15. So that side is equal to 240 divided by 15. Do it. Please push buttons on your calculator. Please do it.
60.
Okay. 16. Good. So this is equal to 16. So that's equal to AB, the distance from A to B. Okay, so you have 2 problems on Alex that you can do with this one, or you can do a lot more in the book. Wait. But let's teach the next lesson right now.